You can set up automatic trunk negotiation using DTP or Dynamic Trunking Protocol. DTP is a Cisco proprietary protocol, which means you can use DTP between two Cisco switches only. Switches from other vendors do not support DTP. DTP is automatically enabled on a switch port when certain trunking modes are configured on the switch port. DTP manages trunk negotiation only if the port on the other switch is configured with a mode that supports DTP. You have two modes in which DTP is enabled on the interface. One is Dynamic Desirable and the other is Dynamic Auto. So what's the difference between the two? Well, in the Dynamic Desirable mode, an interface sends DTP packets actively, trying to establish the trunk if possible. In the Dynamic Auto mode, an interface just waits for DTP requests that are being sent. For example, if one end is configured for the Dynamic Auto mode and the other for the Dynamic Desirable mode, a trunk gets established. If both ends are configured for Dynamic Desirable mode, a trunk gets established as well. But then on the other hand, a trunk doesn't get formed when both ends are configured with the Dynamic Auto mode. The default DTP mode depends on the Cisco iOS software version and on the platform. Usually, it's the Dynamic Desirable mode. If you want to see in which mode your interface is, you could use the Show DTP Interface command. Then, you can change the mode. For example, to change the DTP mode to Dynamic Auto, use the simple interface command, like you see here. Now, DTP is a neat protocol, but still, it's not recommended to use it when building trunk links. You should configure trunk links statically whenever possible. What you can also do is configure the DTP mode to turn off the protocol. The switch port no negotiate interface command specifies that DTP negotiation packets are not sent. This means that the switch does not engage in DTP negotiation on this interface. One more thing. This command is valid only when the interface switch port mode is access or trunk. When you configure a port with the switch port no negotiate command, the port trunks only if the other end of the link is specifically set to trunk. The switch port no negotiate command doesn't form a trunk link with the ports in either Dynamic Desirable or Dynamic Auto mode. Let me show you the recommended way to set up a trunk link. A general best practice is to set the interface to trunk and no negotiate when a trunk link is required. Also, on the links where trunking is not intended, you should turn off the DTP.